Hey everyone, Golden Ninja 3000 here again. Today I'm reviewing LEGO Ninjago Seabound set number 71755, Temple of the Endless Sea. This has 1,060 pieces and it retails for $100 in the US, and this is everything I wanted from an underwater Ninjago set. I was really hoping we'd get something like, the City of Atlantis from the old Atlantis theme, and this set definitely delivers on that idea. Scuba Kai is decked out in the same gear as all of the other ninja, including the same new molds. I think that he looks really good. I really like his color. I think just the black and the red works really well, and even the visor looks okay on him. We have a katana going straight through that scuba tank, and he does have a harpoon gun. There's a better look at him with some of that extra stuff removed, and now you get to see his back printing and alternate face. I actually really like that reverse torso printing. NRG Nia is an incredible minifigure, one of the best from Ninjago, if not the best for sure. She comes in 2 sets like this, which I think is really generous. I would have expected to get this variant only in a set as expensive as this, but I really like that it comes in the Water Dragon as well. She's the first Ninjago character, to my knowledge at least, to come with power blasts, which can be fired out from her hands like that. And I just love all of the detail on this figure, from this back neck attachment to that new hair mold to the recolor of the hidden side and Mysterio smoky figure piece, and even the printing on her body is just incredible. You can adjust the angles of these water current pieces so you can kind of make it look like she's grabbing things or just, spraying water in different directions. But let's go ahead and remove that so we can get a better look at her prints. I don't love the face. I mean, it's a good print, but I think that all of the markings there kind of make her look like Pixel. However, the printing on the torso and legs are perfect. One thing I will say is that I've seen stills of her in the show, I think in her NRG form, and she's completely transparent. So I would have really liked it if her head at least was transparent, because I don't know why only one of her arms are. So maybe it is accurate because I haven't seen this season, but I would have just liked it if the minifigure had been a little bit more transparent, like the other arm and the head. That would have been great. This is Prince Benthomar, the only exclusive figure in this set, I believe. Well, actually, there's one that's kind of half exclusive. I don't know his story in the show. I'm guessing it has something to do with the other prints in this set, but I really like this figure. He kind of looks like a shark boy almost, with those jagged teeth, but I think he looks really cute. I love that face print. He's got good torso detailing, and then around the back, he also has some very nice back printing, as well as an alternate face. He's also got this Lego Batman movie Joker hairpiece in black, which I think may have come in other sets before, but this is my first time seeing it. However, my minifigure was incomplete. He's supposed to have a reddish-brown neck bracket on his back, and that's what the clip is supposed to be attached to so that he can carry his weapon around. My set was missing that, so that's unfortunate, and again, just another disappointing thing, because I feel like I've gotten Lego sets with a lot of issues lately. I do like his weapon as well, though. I'll just point that out before we move on. I really like the blade piece used for its tip. This is Prince Kalmar. He comes in the 3 largest sets out of 5 for Seabound, which is very nice for what I'm guessing is the main villain. I don't know if he's actually evil or not, but I know that he is the antagonist. This is an incredible figure. I've said that in my other reviews. I love this thing. I love his new tentacle piece. It's surprisingly not rubbery. His trident build is nice. I love his shoulder armor even. That's just a really nice piece choice instead of using a more common shoulder armor. And yeah, this figure is just a home run for me. I can't believe it comes in so many sets. The Mare guards come in pretty much every single Seabound set. Yeah, I think literally every single one, which makes sense because they're just, grunt figures. I love that headpiece that's dual molded with the teal and black colors. Very nice back printing and shoulder armor. I like the built-up weapons as well because they use that black dragon hilt piece. And you get 2 of these guards in the set. They are exactly the same, except the other one has a slightly different weapon. The last figure here is actually partially built up. This is Gluttonous. I hope I'm saying that right. But I really love this thing because I feel like in a lot of original Lego themes, you get guys with spider legs. They've done it in Shima, Ultra Agents, even Monkey Kid, I think. So it's quite common, but I always like seeing them. And this one uses a newer, I think introduced just in 2021, angled bracket piece. That works out very well. I also really like that they use the cattle horn piece for the legs. It is not super stable, so this guy does tend to kind of collapse, but it's also really easy to put him up in a walking pose. And even though he uses the same headpiece as the Mare guards, the torso is different, and he has a working Lego magnifying glass, which is always great to see. I feel like I don't see those in sets as often anymore. He's got a nice backpack attachment with this little like lantern with a crystal on the back. Don't know what that's about. And then underneath there's just like a clear dome. Again, I don't know if that's anything significant in the show or not, but I just think that this is a pretty nice figure considering that I don't usually like spider-legged people like this because they tend to fall over a lot. And lastly, you do get flippers for all of these guys. Before we get to the larger builds, we've got a couple of things to look at. Here we have a Stingray. This is the same mold that came in the Lego City sets last year, but this is in a light aqua blue, which looks amazing. I really like that color, and the printing on it is very good as well with that metallic, like light blue shine. It looks very evil. And underneath you even have like some molded detailing, and this can attach to a couple of studs, and minifigures can, I think, just barely hold the tail. Let me just test it out. No, sorry, I was wrong. Minifigures cannot hold the tail. However, there are these attachment points at the end. That seemed like a missed opportunity to me because I was playing around with this with the set, and I don't know why minifigures can't hold the tail. It seems like it should be bar sized, but it is nice that we've got the attachments right there. Kai's submarine follows the same build as the submarines in all of these sets. I think that this one looks pretty good. Again, I like the red and yellow color scheme. I think it works a lot better than some of the other colors. Like, I was not a huge fan of Zane's white and yellow. However, again, the blue like windshield canopy just like clashes with this. These things have way too many colors. Like, you've got the ninja color, then the flame yellowish orange, then the gold, then the translight blue, then the gray, then the black. It's just overkill in my opinion. He does have like those small golden machete pieces towards the front. We've got the spinner crown at the back. Love seeing that piece return. And inside you can fit a ninja minifigure in here, but you have to take off all of their accessories and they have to be leaning all the way back, which is kind of irritating. We've got some adjustable flaps on the sides, and those can tuck in pretty nicely, but I just do not think that we needed one of these subs in like almost every single set, especially because you don't even get enough for the 5 ninja, not counting Nia, since presumably she's swimming around. So this temple is actually a series of disjointed builds connected together with clips, with the main temple part in the center. We're going to start with the smallest ones and then move up from there. Actually, before we get to the structure, I guess we should talk about Wojira, the sea serpent that the villagers were trying to release or not trying to release in the island sets. I know that the seasons are connected. I just, I'm not watching them. I'm just buying the sets. So I hope I'm saying that name right. It is Wojira, right? Not Wojira. But this is an awesome build. When I first saw it, I was like, why on earth is a sea serpent so static and like not posable? But you know what? Even though I think that that's a valid complaint, this is exactly like the Great Devourer build from almost 10 years ago, from 2012, because that snake was posed in like a rearing position. You could open just its top jaw, like on this set, and it had like a couple of movable tail sections. So I really like that throwback. Starting at the base here, I feel like the colors are a little bit washed out on my camera, but we do have that beautiful teal color with the black. That is a great color scheme. And again, I wish it was just showing up a little bit better on camera. We have some articulation. Like I said, you've got a ball joint over here, just like on the Great Devourer. And then we have a little mini ball joint back here. And you can even rotate that beyond the mini ball joint by just rotating it like kind of on that bar. That looks very good, although again, this isn't super sea serpent-like. We've got a couple stickers down there. We have some really nice curves made using these like smaller tentacle pieces. And then I love like the underbelly detailing that was created with this new textured component from 2020. In the center, we've got a place to store the wave amulet. You do get both the wave and storm amulets in this set. That is awesome. I like that it clips right in there. I'm not sure if it's used to release Wojira or something, but I'm assuming so. And then as we move higher up, again, none of this is articulated. It is all static, just like the old Great Devourer. But then up here, you do start to get into some more movement because you can see a ball and socket joint there. We do have, it's not supposed to break off. That's another sticker, but we do have some adjustable little like flaps. I don't love these because they kind of look like flippers, but like, why does a sea serpent need flippers? But I mean, I like getting those pieces in teal, so it's not a huge complaint to me. All the way up at the top of the head, we've got a couple more stickers. I really like the ones on those flags. Those can be angled as well. And you'll start to see that we do have a little bit of movement. We have that joint down there, like I said, so you can kind of turn that all over, and then put it down. So you can get actually a decent amount of movement out of this thing. But again, it's just going to be stuck in this rearing up pose, which I'm sure a lot of people will have a problem with. I kind of do as well. I don't love that. I mean, it's a sea serpent. I feel like this should be a lot more fluid and a lot more posable instead of having like a giant immovable chunk. But I'm okay with it because, again, it reminds me of that old Great Devourer set. I don't know what this thing on the back is, though. I'm pretty sure I built this right, but it just kind of flops around, so I don't know why it's there. We've got some teal coral pieces used for detailing. Those look very nice as well, actually. I thought that they were supposed to be actual coral, but I think that they're just supposed to be some textural elements. And then the head is on another ball joint, but it's built in a really weird way. Like it's kind of angled down because of the piece that's used. I really like the pieces used for like the actual upper and lower jaw because they are reused from the Overlord Dragon. And if you just pull on one of these like bionicle eye pieces, Wojira can open its mouth. That is great. Again, it reminds me a lot of the Great Devourer, since by pushing on a piece at the top of its head, you could open only its top jaw. And again, this thing can like open it real wide. There is a rubber band there. Sorry, not a rubber band, a rubber Technic piece there. So you can't like keep it in that raised position. That kind of bothers me, but you can get some very nice chomping action out of it. We've got two small structure builds to start out with. The one on the left kind of sets the tone for the architecture of the whole set. You've got the black, the teal, a nice sticker, and then like one of these kind of wave current pieces, as I call them, sticking up. Those are found all over this set. I think they look great. And then you can also see the clip system. You've got a horizontal clip here and then just a vertical bar over there. I don't love that connecting system. I kind of would have preferred hinges instead of clips, but this does have a little feature. You can pull down on this bar back there and the clamshell will open to reveal a pearl. The pearl is just a Mysterio fishbowl helmet made in this iridescent color. That looks great, but I would have loved to see something inside, even just a plain white minifigure head, because right now it just feels like an empty bowl almost. The other building structure is larger. We've got some of those new like mini temple roof pieces on top. Those are my first time seeing those, so that's very nice. We have a seashell piece in the corner, dog poop in white. Still don't really think that works. And then on the inside, I guess this is like a potions area because you've got what seems to be a couple of cups, or maybe it's just like a refreshments area. But we've got like a couple of cups or bottles and then like this dome piece. And then we do have a really nice sticker for a rug on the floor. And I really like the way the window's built. And I just like getting these like pneumatic tube pieces in teal to be used as mini columns. This section of ruins looks very nice. I like the angled kind of like fallen Roman columns with the tridents. And this is actually used to chain up Wojira. You've got another seashell over there, but you've got these like chain pieces kind of like with these clamps on them. So the way that works is that you just drag Wojira over here. You can see that you've got a couple exposed studs right here. So you just latch these into place and then you can kind of like shut the clamps. And then you can chain up the sea monster. If I can get these things to attach. There we go. And now you've got a chained up sea monster. I think that this looks very, very good. I love the way those chains attach to Wojira. I like how easy it is to remove them, but it still looks the part. Moving on to a slightly larger section here, I really like the way that this thing is built up. It kind of looks like a perfect version of like the smaller one to me. We've got more of those nice transparent blue pieces. We've got more tridents in size, more temple roofs, but then we also have like kind of not car bonnets, but like these really round like cylindrical pieces used to get that sweeping roof shape. We've got one of these windshield pieces in solid teal, and I just love like the palisade bricks in teal. Everything here looks really good. As you can see, this is a little prison cell, so it does have the classic Lego prison cell function. If you move this piece, you can like blow out the door to free your compatriots from the interior. I like the barred windows in there. I think that's a nice touch. And then we do have a little ugly rock piece back there to add some more detail. This main section doesn't have much detail on the other hand. We've just got a little stickered piece. There is another stickered part up on the roof. And then we have this kind of harpoon launcher thing. It's, I think, supposed to look like a harpoon, but it just shoots out one of these spring-loaded missiles. So I'll just hold that in place. And you guys know how those work. They go very far, but this can't really be angled that much. You can turn it Okay, sorry, I lied. I thought it couldn't be angled that much, but no, it can turn right, like right on that axis. It's not really meant to, but you can make it. So you can get a pretty good range of motion out of this thing. The main temple section looks very nice, perfect blend of black and teal. There are a lot of interesting pieces in teal in this set, so let's start down below and then work our way up. Starting at the front, we have a lot of gold with the studs. It kind of just looks like someone dropped gold everywhere. Like this is supposed to be, you know, like a little treasure cavern. We've got gold metal beards off to the side to provide support for the pillars. Those look fantastic. And we've got these nice steps laid with gold ingots. However, there's a little booby trap here because you can see the tips of some spears poking out. So if you push a piece at the back, those will come straight out. Lego's done features like that in the past. I don't think this works particularly well because the steps are off to the side. So I don't really know how like spearing someone from the front is going to help you if they're walking up these steps. So I don't think that that's like executed that well. I love, again, these windshield pieces. They give a really, really nice curve to the whole thing. And then going into the interior, you've got a lot of detail. There's a little bust off to the side. Love it when Lego does stuff like this. And this one looks very nice. And then the interior does have a little bit more detail. You've got some stickered flag pieces. You've got the storm amulet. You've even got a disc shooter back here, so you can just hold that down and then fire discs at the front. That seems like it would work a lot better than the spears, and this is where the spears are activated from. This whole assembly can be removed, so again, I think this is supposed to be a treasure room because it looks like everything's just piled up around the wave amulet. The storm amulet. I don't know what the storm amulet is doing in this temple, and the instructions seemed very confused because they showed the storm amulet sometimes, the wave amulet sometimes. They showed it in bags that didn't come in, so I don't really know what's going on with that. But moving up a level, we do have even more detail because we have a little scroll in the corner. This seems a lot more like a living area because you've got the scroll in the corner. You have very nice stickers on these pillars. You've got some bottles and like a popcorn piece off to the side. And then up above, you even have like a fish mounted on the wall. So that really makes this seem like a living space to me. Like that's the thing you'd see in a living room. I love all of the parts that stick out of the temple though, like more of these curved pieces, and you can kind of fold those up, although they aren't really meant to be. I like these little like lanterns over here, and I really like the build up at the top actually, again, with the parts that stick out, with that little hat. Even the balcony looks great. There's a lot of space up here to pose figures. And then all the way at the top, this little assembly, I think that looks very nice. Like I said, I really like these blade pieces, and that sticker looks cool as well. You can connect the builds together any way you like, so you can put, you know, like the larger sections closer together. Let's leave Wojira disconnected for a second. But yeah, you can get some pretty nice looks. This, I like. This kind of makes it feel more like a city to me, like just a little cluster of buildings, and not like they have a giant sea serpent that they're worshiping that's taking center stage. So you can, again, you can mess around with it. You can make your own configurations, but I don't love that system. Like I said, I honestly just don't love how disconnected everything here is, but we'll save that for the wrap up. There are quite a few extra pieces in this set. Standouts to me are the white beard, all of the extra blades and weapons. That is fantastic. And this little black tile, this is what I got instead of that neck bracket piece for Prince Benthomar, so I don't even know how that happened. The box for this set is a typical $100 Lego box. I really love the underwater art, especially with Nia in the corner there. Up top, we've got character names, which was very helpful. We have the wonderful sea serpent art in the corner. Looks exactly like the set, so honestly, pretty good job of translating that. And then around the back, we just have a lot more of the whole city and the play features. There are two large instruction manuals for this set. The first one is smaller because it just builds the first few bags, including Wojira. And the second one's a lot bigger because that's where the bulk of the set build is focused. And at the back, you do have that wonderful ad for all of the other Seabound sets. So ultimately, my feelings on this set are largely positive. I wouldn't say they're mixed. I like this set. I think it's a good set. But when it comes to value, I think it's a little bit more difficult. So is this worth $100? I'd say yes, you do get a lot of great stuff here, but I don't like that it's so disjointed. I could have done without all of that stuff in the corner. I do not need two tiny extra builds that don't offer me anything. I don't need a submarine for Kai because I don't I don't like those in general. But leave the submarine, because like the good guys need something in a set that's so about the bad guys. But those two little like side builds are completely useless. I would have preferred either like combine those into one large one, like the prison cell, because I like that, or just get rid of the prison cell and those two side builds and make the center temple section bigger, because it's called the Temple of the Endless Sea, but there's not really any room to do anything in the temple. I don't think the booby trap with the spears works very well, and so it looks beautiful. This set's a great display piece. I just feel like in terms of play, it hasn't been as well thought out. Even Wojira, I like the build because it reminds me of the Great Devourer. If we didn't have that thing 10 years ago, I wouldn't like this, because why on earth is a sea serpent always stuck rearing up like a snake? At least, like, that was kind of annoying for the Devourer in 2012, but at least it made some sense because snakes rear up. Sea serpents are underwater. This thing shouldn't be like resting on a base. I think it should just be like long and like out there. So I think it's really going to depend on what you want from this set, because if you're looking for like a really nice temple build, I don't think this is it. But if you're looking for like more of an underwater city, this will scratch that itch. I still like the City of Atlantis set a bit better, but I mean, this thing is ripe for customization. So that's it for today. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and check out my website, goldenninja3000.com, and I'll see you guys with more videos soon. Bye for now.